From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Local Point, sponsored by Ashley Regional Medical Center. I'm David Gale, in for Chris Piner today. Now, on today's show, we're going to handle a slightly difficult topic. It's always hard to hear about a case of child abuse, but nevertheless, it does happen in this country and even right here in this area. When it does, there's a place to help. It's called the Children's Justice Center. We welcome into the studio today Tonya Murray, director of the center, which handles cases in Uintah and Daggett counties. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So let's start off and just talk about what exactly the center is, the Children's Justice Center. Where's it located? What do you guys do?
Well, right now we're located right across the street from Ashley Regional Medical Center. And basically what we do is we try to provide a comfortable, safe environment for kids to talk about abuse allegations.
Okay, so a child and age range, I mean, if it's a child, I'm assuming it's under 18.
Under the age of 18, we provide services for birth through age 18. So usually they come to the center after they're able to speak and communicate, but we also have services for pre-verbal children as well.
What kind of services does a child who's been abused or been in an abusive situation require? I'm assuming that possibly medical.
Yes. Basically what they do when they come down is they visit with law enforcement or child protective service workers, and they assess the needs of the child, decide kind of what services they need, what they're lacking. If there is a medical issue, we can provide the medical services on site. If they need some mental health counseling, we can refer them to mental health specialists as well.
Okay.
So,
how long have you guys been in operation?
We have had our center established since 1999, so we've been here for 10 years now. In
the same location?
Same location.
And of course you said this was across the street from the hospital. Why isn't it in the hospital? We're talking about medical services. Why wouldn't you have an abusive child just show up at the hospital and take care of it there?
Well, the whole purpose of the CJC is to keep it child-friendly and comfortable, less institutionalized. It's in a house, looks just like grandma's home. It's comfortable. It's where little, brothers and sisters can come and they can play while the child's being interviewed or in a medical exam. We actually have the professionals come to the child. Before the Children's Justice Center, they used to go and tell their story to the police at either the sheriff's office or the police department. They would then tell their story another time to DCFS. They'd tell their story another time to medical professionals. So every time they had to tell that story, it re-victimized the child. So we've brought them all together. All the professionals come and meet with the kids in one location where it's comfortable, looks just like a house. The doctors come down and take care of the kids, and they don't have the scary white coats and all that stuff, so it's just more kid-friendly. Yeah,
so I mean, besides just having to tell that story over and over again, going to a police station as an adult can be a scary experience. Going to the hospital can be a scary experience. You can just imagine how it is for, a young child. Now, you've been there for 10 years, but I understand that things are going to be changing here pretty soon.
Yes, we have outgrown our current location, which is unfortunate, but I'm glad that we can provide services to that many kids. So we've outgrown our location. We're going to be getting a brand new building over by the Western Park. So it will be multifunctioning, and we're excited. That's going to be awesome.
Any idea time frame, how long it's going to take? Is it going to be bigger?
It's going to be a lot bigger. It will be roughly Christmas when we get to move in.
Oh, very nice. Is there something that's set up for Duchesne County?
Yes, there's a Roosevelt Center that covers all of Duchesne County, and then the Vernal Center covers Uintah and Daggett County.
Wow.
So we have kids throughout the whole Tri-County area that have access to these services.
Okay. I may, when we come back, we're getting close here to break, I may ask you just to walk me through, a child coming in. Any idea at any given time how many kids are being serviced?
Yes, unfortunately our numbers have doubled in the past 2 years.
Wow.
They have, and this year is even higher than we were last year. We've already interviewed 125 kids this year, just through the end of June. So we're looking at an easy 250 this year. Wow. Last year we saw about 200 kids. And so it's a trend that unfortunately isn't going away, but I do hope that it's more being reported, not more abuse happening. Just more people are getting the word out.
That would be good. Find them all. All right, perfect. We've got to go to break now. We're going to come right back after this quick word from Ashley Regional Medical Center, talk more about the Children's Justice Center.
Welcome to Radiology. Ashley Regional recently became the first fully digital radiology department in the basin. In early 2009, a new 4D ultrasound was added. Expectant mothers can now clearly distinguish fine details in their baby as never before, thanks to this stunning new technology. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, the quality of your health care is our business.
Welcome back to Local Point, everyone. We're talking about the Children's Justice Center here in Vernal that services Uintah and Daggett counties for children who have been abused. It's rather unfortunate. Right before we went to the break, we were talking about, not only is it here, we're not immune to it here in Vernal, but it seems to be prevalent. It seems to be growing, or at least the number of cases obviously is growing. Again, tell me, how many kids have we seen so far, and how does that compare to last year, years past?
Well, in 2007, we saw a total of 96 kids through the whole year.
Entire year.
So far in the first 6 months of this year, we had seen 125.
Wow.
So we've more than doubled our numbers in just a few years. Yeah. But we've also tried hard to get the word out, what types of things need to be reported. We really hope people will just report it, not look the other way, yeah. Turn it in, call law enforcement, call DCFS. Let them know that there's a kid that you're concerned about and let them take it from there.
Yeah. Okay, so walk me through a child, you pick an age, 7 or 8. How do they get to you guys? And what happens once they're there?
Okay, basically someone has a concern about the child, whether it be a family member or a friend or neighbor or something. Mm-hmm. Someone has a concern about the child and they report the abuse to either DCFS or law enforcement. From there, they will meet with the family and schedule an interview at the Children's Justice Center. The child comes down accompanied with a parent or guardian. Law enforcement and Child Protective Services meet the family at the center and make sure they make initial contact with them there, and they will visit with mom and dad a little bit, let them know what's going on. Then we have a separate interview room where the child goes in with the investigators, and they just have a chance to tell their story to law enforcement, to CPS. And then afterwards, they will again meet with mom and dad, kind of let them know what's going on, where it goes from here. After that interview, we have a better understanding of what services the child might need. Mm-hmm. That's when we decide if we need to set up a medical exam for them. They can do it, the next day, the same day, just depending on the circumstances, how quickly that needs to be done. Make sure they get that good, high-quality medical care. Mm-hmm. And then we decide, does the child need some mental health services? We refer them. We basically, based on the interview, we know where we need to go from there.
The child doesn't stay the night.
No.
It's not meant to be a housing location. So at what point in time do we see significant abuse that something needs to be done now?
Intervention always needs to happen now. Mm-hmm. So immediately, right after the abuse is reported, the investigation begins right away. Okay. If the child's in immediate danger, maybe it's a close family member that's causing harm to the child, that's taken very seriously. Mm-hmm. Versus, the dynamics would be different in that situation versus mm-hmm. an outside of the home perpetrator. But the investigators look at all that to make sure the child's safe, before they go on with the next step.
Do you ever have guardians, parents who fight bringing the child in? I guess in that situation it's probably just left to the police to handle.
It can be. We really don't have a lot of resistance from families. Well,
that's good.
More often than not, we have a very cooperative family member that can come mm-hmm. down. We don't allow perpetrators in the center, so if a parent is considered a suspect, then it would need to be a non-offending or non-suspect family member that brings the child okay. down. Okay. We try to keep them separate and keep that safety factor for them. But we very rarely have someone that's really against having their child come down. If that is the case, then there's some other steps that can be taken, okay. to either get the child there or, worst case scenario, they might have to interview them at a different location.
Yeah, but definitely want to get them there. How are you guys funded?
We are funded through the state legislature. We okay. have money appropriated that is administered by the Attorney General's office. Comes down through that way, and then we have federal federal grants and private donations.
Okay, so if somebody was interested in helping out, there is a way to to privately donate.
Yes, yes, we take private donations. Those things cover fun things for the kids, toys, food, you know, little extra nice, more comfortable things.
Yeah, definitely. Just about out of time, but I wanted to get your feeling on why you do what you do, what you get out of it. I mean, it's a difficult job.
It is, but I think what keeps me going is I don't need statistics and I don't need studies to tell me that what we're doing makes a difference. I can see it on their faces when they walk out of that room.
Yeah.
The burden's off their shoulder, they're comfortable, they're happy, and that says right there they know that from now on they're going to be safe and that we've done a good job.
That's great. Thank you, Tonya, for coming in, and thank you for doing the job
Thank
that you
you.
do. Appreciate
Thank
it. You can contact the Children's Justice Center in Uintah County at 781-0105, the one in Duchesne County at 722-5164. We're out of time. That's all for now. We'll see you next week on Local Point.